Welcome back to Alchemy with Sinhani. This is episode 2. I have no idea what this is going to be titled. It will depend on what I talk about. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about either. The birds say hi. Um, I don't know if the mic picks this up, but we're here. We're on Alchemy with Sinhani. 1 year in the making. Episode 2. If you are seeing this, if you are listening to this, if you're seeing me or you're listening to me and you like this, go like it. Go rate this podcast 5 stars. Wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching. It's a beautiful day. I suddenly remembered Mac Miller from one of his NPR shows where he talks about music and he says, it's a beautiful thing. Music is a beautiful thing. And then he laughs about it. In the way that he said it. But like, that was such a beautiful moment. I think that was the best moment of that performance. And I think I want to talk a little bit about art, you know, and my journey through art and some of my reflections on my creative process. I'm literally looking at the sky right now, which is why I'm not really looking at the camera. And today it's not so hot, surprisingly. It's been like non-stop, extremely fucking hot every single day here for like a month. And today is the 1st of March, and then suddenly, like today, it's kind of cloudy. Like there are some clouds, but today there's more clouds than usual, and they're slightly grayer. So they're, like cumulonimbus clouds. I hope I'm saying that right. Otherwise, I'll just sound like an idiot, which is also cool, I guess. I don't know if it's cumulonimbus or cumulonimbus. Nimbus, not limbus. That's for sure. Um, breakthrough. I posted this reel earlier on Instagram and I saw a notification on it. Either someone liked it or commented or shared. And I think I really want to talk about that for a quick second. I'm Alchemy with Sinhani on Instagram and on YouTube. TikTok was banned in my country when it came out, again, for political reasons, not for anything else. And they said, they quoted child pornography as one of the reasons, but I mean, mostly it was foreign policy and bullshit. Like they banned a bunch of shit from China. I don't know if TikTok is a Chinese app. I don't know why China keeps coming up also on this podcast. It's fucking crazy. I see a lot of eagles. Hi. So many of them. That's so cool. It's like they play tag in the sky. Like crazy. So many of them, for real. Like I can't even count it as many as they are. I think I counted like 8 and then they start moving again. So like there was more. I love birds. I love eagles. I love when eagles just soar and fly away into the sky. It's like that ski mask and the slump god and JID song, Fly Away. I think there's one more artist in there that I'm not naming. I forgot who it is, honestly. But that's one of my favorite songs. Um, Yeah, there's so much I can just talk about for like hours and hours on end. So I love that I'm doing this podcast because I can just talk about shit. Like for real, this is so liberating in a way. And I feel like, this is what happens when you're creative. I'm just gonna check if we're still recording and if we're even using the mic. Are we? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I think this is what happens when we're creative and like when you're creative and you're multidisciplinary type creative. Like, bro, I'm just like that. Like I love music, I love art in all its different forms, you know? And I also love like spirituality, astrology, like tarot. It's fucking insane. Like I was gonna talk about the planetary alignments, the Pisces new moon. I think today's the third day of the new moon. So like, you know, you can expect new moon new moon energies to last like a period of about 3 days, like 72 hours. Yeah, so today is like the third day around the set date that is supposed to be the new moon. And this is the Pisces new moon. I'm a Pisces moon according to the Placidus system of astrology, if you're someone who knows astrology. Yeah, there's a bunch of astrological systems too. Like there's a tropical system, there's sidereal, which most people think and are of the perspective that sidereal is not most people actually, most people that believe in sidereal, let's put it that way. Um, yeah, most people that believe in sidereal astrology think that that is the most accurate because it's a true view of the sky. Tropical astrology is actually based on the idea that the planets and stars revolve around the Earth as opposed to the Earth like moving or the planets and stars moving in their own orbits, which is very like Copernicus, if you ask me. And when I first learned about that, I was like, whoa, like, you know, I attended this random masterclass by this master astrologer, and this woman, she was like, you know, she explicitly puts it out there. She puts out this disclaimer. She's like, don't come at me, but this is what tropical astrology is. Tropical astrology believes that the sun revolves around the earth. Then I was like, oh fuck, that's Copernicus. So yeah, I'm gonna get a little comfy today with my legs. I don't know why this is a thing now. This is a thing now. Yeah. So yeah, and that's what tropical astrology is. Like it assumes that the Earth is still and everything revolves around the Earth, which is very Copernicus. Sidereal astrology is more of tracking the actual stars and planets in the sky as they are. But again, I don't know how accurate that is. Okay, don't come at me. I'm also gonna say it just like that woman said it. And there's also the Vedic system of astrology, which is what was followed in ancient India. Should I like bring the mic closer? Mic is right here, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna do this. It's a little closer to my mouth. Yeah. So, the Vedic system, also adjusting the focus on the video just a second. Yeah, the Vedic system has been popular in like ancient India, which I haven't really delved into. I mean, it's not in common domain, in public domain as much as Western astrology is, which is kind of fucked up, honestly. Like both Western and Vedic astrology follow almost the same patterns and systems. The only difference is probably that Vedic astrology uses the little box to represent the 9 planets. Yes, Pluto is a planet. That is something that's common across astrology, no matter which system you use. Yes, yes, Pluto is a planet. Pluto is a planet. Just because Pluto is like really far away doesn't mean that Pluto is not a planet, guys. Come on. That's just so sad to Pluto. Like, first they said Pluto was a planet, then they were like, no, Pluto's not a planet. And then they were like, oh, Pluto's a planet. And then they were like, no, Pluto's not a planet. And now again, they're saying Pluto is a planet. They being, mainstream science. So, yeah, I'm a Scorpio sun. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation. So obviously, like I'm gonna be like butthurt if you say Pluto's not a planet. Like, bro, Pluto, right? Pluto's close to my heart. Yeah, that kind of vibe, that kind of vibe. So yeah, what I was talking about, completely lost my train of thought there. Actually, I didn't lose my train of thought. I'm just thinking about which one to pick up again. But I think I'll start with what I was talking about on my Instagram reel. So I truly believe there are no coincidences. Yeah. And how I believe this is because of my own like personal experience, obviously. And it's like, sometimes people talk about the algorithm and hashtags and keywords and this and that. Do you think those are like coincidences? Do you think you being here listening to me is a coincidence? Like, no, no, nothing is a coincidence, but you're free to believe what you want to, and I wish this were just a coincidence. Like I keep saying, I wish I could make this shit up, bro. Like, for real, for real. Yeah, so essentially, I was talking about how there are no coincidences, and whoever that reel was reaching someone who was making a breakthrough in their own journeys. If you want to call it a spiritual journey, a spiritual journey. If you want to call it a manifestation journey, a manifestation journey. You want to call it a healing journey, a healing journey, a self-discovery journey. Any of these words, they're all talking about the same journey from different perspectives, essentially. Is what I believe and is what I've experienced, at least. So, yeah, a journey of seeking, a journey of healing, a journey of creating. They're all the same journey because they're all interlinked. Because when you're seeking something, maybe there's some part of you that believes that thing is outside of you. And so you start seeking it from within, and that becomes your spiritual journey. And in the process of doing so, you probably go through a huge healing journey and a transformative journey where you stop looking at the external and you start looking at the internal. And as you try to consciously create something, you realize that you are all that exists. So again, that ties into, a spiritual and healing journey and a journey of looking inwards. So yeah, it's like semantics at this point. Yeah, essentially. Um, in the reel, I talk about, excuse me, that is so weird. That's so weird. There's just something in my mouth, like from in between my teeth or something. Yeah. And like, I'm not afraid to do that on camera. Like, I mean, guys, we eat food, like, right? I mean, there's a way to do it with elegance and grace. Probably what I did, probably not, but that was the most elegant way I could do it. And because, I'm not really editing this shit. Like, yeah, it is what it is. If there's something stuck in my teeth and it's like touching my tongue when I'm speaking and I'm not editing this, then it's going to be recorded on camera. And that's something I'm okay with. Yeah, yeah. I can hear judgment already. I just laugh at judgment now. Like, every time something in my head tells me, oh, people are gonna think you're pretentious. Oh, people are gonna think you're fake. Like people are, I'll be like, okay, 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 okay. Like I hear you. Okay, but like this is just who I am, bro. Like I sincerely don't give a fuck. And I think that's the best thing you could possibly do. It's like that book by, I forget his name, Mark something, but The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Yeah, that's essentially what this is all about. You know, just don't give a fuck and see where that takes you, bro. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, on the reel I talk about, ooh, hi. That was a huge butterfly. I saw a huge butterfly yesterday too when I was recording, like randomly. Nothing is random. Nothing is a coincidence. A synchronicity. Thank you. Beautiful. I see more notifications of likes, and I like that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you to my friends, to my followers. Thank you to my listeners. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the love. Sending you so much more back. And that's the thing. That's the thing, like on the reel, I was talking about um, the Pisces new moon, the planetary parade where all the planets align in one straight line from our perspective on Earth, and how that alignment of the planets can bring alignment into your life. Because as above, so below, right? I mean, as in the night sky or the day sky, so below on Earth, right? Yeah, essentially. I'm like glowing, by the way. Like, whoa. I just said it's not that sunny, and now it's like really sunny again. There's more clouds than usual, though, so that's okay. That's great. I like clouds. Hopefully it rains. Rain. Rain. Rain gods, hear me. Hear my prayer and make it rain. Let it rain. Make it rain. Make it rain by Pop Smoke. Make it rain. For anyone listening on audio only, I did the yeah. I did the little shilling. Yeah. Oh, I can't believe I talked about both Pop Smoke and Mac Miller. Okay. Okay. Yeah, both of them are like, see, they're always around. Like both of them across the veil of separation of existence in the physical 3D. Yeah, but both of them are still around, right? Like they're probably like sitting beside me right now. I'm not even fucking kidding when I say that. I actually feel it. Hi, Mac. Hi, Pops. Love you guys. Absolutely. Inspirations. Yeah, so planetary parade, Pisces new moon, all happening at the same time, along with moving into Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde. Essentially, what retrogrades mean is when, a planet is moving along its elliptical orbit, and then it starts moving the other direction, like in the opposite direction. That's what a retrograde is. Okay. That's what retrograde means. Like when the planet moves in the opposite direction of its normal quote unquote elliptical path. But here's what I think. Like planets are like conscious too, right? Like Mother Earth is conscious, obviously. So obviously the other planets are conscious too. And we are all conscious. And we all have free will. So what the fuck is quote unquote normal, right? And it's like tying into this idea of what I was trying to say yesterday on the podcast, which is like, what is normal behavior? And like, psychology classifying shit as normal, and then any behavior outside of that quote unquote normal is then abnormal and a disease or a disorder. Like, bitch, what the fuck? So here's what I think about retrogrades, honestly, and planets in retrogrades. I just think they have free will, dude. Like, they can do whatever the fuck they want to do, right? And it's like there are certain periods when, oh, I hear an aircraft. Yeah, there are certain periods in the year when some planets actually go into retrograde, like certain fixed times. Um, I can't recall exactly which ones for which planets, simply because my train of thought is bullshit when I sit down to record, I think. Yeah, yeah, me touching my neck and like itching my neck for a second there, like maybe I'm lying, who knows? No, I just really don't want to think that hard anymore. Like I can't tell you, but I don't want to think. I could think about it, like pause and think about it. Like, I mean, I think I'll mention Mercury retrograde usually goes on like November, December, then again like in March. Yeah, Mercury keeps retrograding, okay? Like Mercury keeps on retrograding. And it's like my roommate in college, she was spiritual too. Like she's the reason, by the way. She's the reason. Like I had my spiritual awakening, quote unquote. If you're listening to this, hi. I'm both frustrated and annoyed and in awe and in gratitude. Like obviously, right? Um, yeah, but mostly in gratitude. Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, it was meant to be. Nothing is a coincidence. So, yeah. Yeah, and she used to talk about the retrogrades, and she used to talk about Mercury in retrograde, like specifically when shit used to like fail, like when tech used to fail, and she'd be like, "Oh, bro, Mercury retrograde," and I used to be like, "Fuck, bitch, fuck you, bitch." Like not to her, to like fucking Mercury retrograde. Like fuck Mercury retrograde. What do you mean planets and stars dictate what I can do and don't do and what certain things are? Like no, like I dictate the stars and planets and whatever the fuck. I am everything. Like fuck you, right? And I think that is a perspective that a lot of people shy away from when they're on their spiritual journeys and spiritual paths. Like, how could I possibly be God? How could I possibly dictate the planets? Like, how could I possibly dictate anything? The truth is that there is only you. The only experience that exists is you. I am a manifestation of you in another form. And the way that you experience me and I experience myself is completely different. Yet it coexists at the same time. Like, even if your perspective contradicts my perspective, they still coexist at the same time. That's what I mean by order and the chaos, essentially. I know, shit's wild. Like, shit's absolutely wild. And it's not like I'm coming on here and spitting some gyan, okay? Gyan is a Hindi word which means knowledge or wisdom. Yeah, I'm not here spitting gyan or like claiming that I know everything. It's just that I understand that I am everything. And I understand that I am everything because I understand that I'm also nothing. And being able to understand that I am nothing is what allowed me to see that I am everything. Like, can you comprehend the void? Probably. Probably. What is the void? What is the void where there's nothing? But let me ask you again, a little deeper. Can you really comprehend the void? Can you really comprehend nothingness? Can you comprehend something that is nothing? Can you comprehend zero? Like, what is zero? Zero is nothing. This is a question I always asked everyone around me, and then I fucking bugged the life out of them because they couldn't answer me. Or I just wasn't convinced. Yeah, by the way, if you're looking for spiritual guidance, manifestation guidance, healing guidance, I offer one-on-one sessions. I'm currently running a sale on my one-on-one sessions. It's usually priced at $666, 666 for unconditional love. But you can get it for $111 just for the next 48 hours. So maybe if you catch this episode when I release it, like when I launch it, you can catch the offer. Limited spots, go get it if you want it. Alchemy with Sinhani on Instagram and YouTube. Go follow for some content if you want to see it. If this stuff interests you. Yeah, but getting back to what I was trying to talk about, doggo's barking. The mic is probably not picking it up. Hi, doggo. I'm just waiting for him to finish. Oh, I love you too. He says hi. He says he loves you all. Okay, love you too. Oh, he's so cute. He's adorable. He and I are always talking. And he's always fucking talking to me when I'm recording messages. It's like he's talking to you guys too, it's crazy. It's absolutely fucking insane. I would say the beings on Earth are more advanced than the human species just because they are more tapped in. Like, especially animals, and like, like skinwalkers. Like this one dude, like this doggo, he's so totally a skinwalker. You know what I mean by that is like when there are animals that are actually like, very advanced beings. So they're like humans, but they're in animal bodies. Like I get it, like human beings are animals too, but like you know what I mean? Like other animals. Some of the birds too, like yeah, they're like actual skinwalkers. Skin crawlers. I don't know what they're called. Like skinwalker, skin crawler. I don't know. I think both words are used. Oh, I love you too. Love you, love you. He sends lots of love and he's hungry. He's hungry, basically. Basically. Yeah, hunger is a very cool response too. Yeah. Hunger is a very, very cool response. Like think about it. Uh Again, depending on your relationship with food. Like I feel like I went through a whole ass fucking transformative relationship with food. I used to be a meat eater, a poultry lover. I liked some types of seafood. I'm vegan now. I'm vegan for energetic reasons as well as compassionate reasons. I'm mostly vegan for energetic reasons. So I'm just taking a second to think about how to even talk about this. But I'm 23 years old. I ate meat, poultry, and seafood for like eggs, milk, and not milk, not all along. I did drink milk, but not all along. And dairy products for like 21 years of my life. 21 to 22, I was vegetarian. So I was not strictly vegan. I was not strictly plant-based. But I think the last straw for me was like dairy products. I loved curd, which is a form of yogurt and is very common with Indian cuisine. And I used to eat curd with every meal just so I could eat the meal. I thought I liked curd. I actually didn't like curd. I couldn't eat anything else. So I used to eat curd with everything else to eat food, to get my sustenance. I was someone who ate food to survive. And that was really fucked up. That was what my relationship with food was. I was eating to survive. I didn't like food. I didn't want to eat food. And talking about it, it's almost heartbreaking because that was what my relationship used to be with food. But now I thoroughly appreciate what food can do for me. I recognize the foods I like. I am immensely grateful to the food I eat that powers up this body, that nourishes this body and the soul. My soul is not in my body. My body is in my soul. And that is what helped me understand what food meant to me. Food was nourishing this vessel that inhabits my soul. So the soul food, the food that felt good to my soul, that feels good to my soul, is the food I eat. And being vegan is a preference. It's after I went on this journey of understanding that soul food was what I liked, was what I was craving, is when I could truly be grateful, appreciate the beauty, the nourishment, the vitality that food could bring to this human vessel that is inhabiting my soul. Yeah, that's kind of fucking deep. Yeah, that's kind of really fucking deep. I haven't really talked about this much, as you can tell. I'm just getting a little comfy again, crossing my legs now. So, about a year ago, I left my toxic, narcissistic birth parents' house with no possessions whatsoever. And this was a whole event when it happened. I was still with my boyfriend at the time, and I had my Mac and my iPad over at his place. I was still in college at the time. I was still in law school. I had the semester paid off for, and so I decided to go back to college because, again, like Indian parents, bro. I don't want to deal with his parents either. If you're watching me, that's the truth, okay? It is what it is. Yeah. No, seriously, if you're watching me, like, it is what it is. That's how you treated me. Like, I didn't want to be there. Neither did you want me there. So, like, you could have just told me that instead of making it all fucking weird and saying whatever the fuck you said. Fuck, man. But it's okay. It is what it is. Yeah. That fucking broke me, but like it also made me who I am. So I am grateful for you. Yeah. I can already hear the judgment. Like I said, I just laugh at the judgment. I don't even think like I don't think they're watching this. Okay, but like yeah, I've said what I had to say. Anyway, so I left with nothing. I had no savings. I had no possessions, no clothes. Obviously, no food. I mean, I had a place to stay in college, like my dorm. Um, my college did have food, but the food was not hygienic. Bro, okay, bro. There was a dude that stepped into a canister. A pigeon came here. Hi. To make mashed potatoes, he stepped into the canister, rolled up his pants, and then mashed the potatoes. And somebody in the college caught this all on video footage. And then it became national headlines. And then I was thinking about how many years I had spent in college already. Like I had been eating fucking feet potatoes for 2 years. Like, bro, if you're from my college, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm gonna refrain from naming the college here because then they're gonna come at me. Like, yeah, then they said they implemented some SOPs. They didn't. Let me be for real. They didn't, okay? They did not. But that was the food quality there, okay? And let's not forget about food shortages. So what happens? I go back to college. I am homeless at this point. I don't have possessions at this point. The only food I the the only food that I have access to, I don't have money to buy food, is the food in the cafeteria, the mess. But these fuckers created a new mess, like they constructed a new mess building, and they forgot that when they construct a new mess building, they have to take certain steps to ensure the food reaches everywhere and there's enough food for everybody. These fuckers take in way more students than they're supposed to. So, like, the number of students had almost doubled on campus, maybe tripled on campus since I had started, my degree there. But the amount of food being prepared on a daily basis was roughly the same or maximum 2 times. Since we're all in a collective experience, if I was experiencing that in my own experience, I'm assuming there were more people that were experiencing the same thing in their own experience. And most people, most students there used to get lunch from the cafeteria. Most students, okay? Uh, like 70% is what I mean by most students. Yeah, because bro, like that, I mean, do you have to talk about it like it was a private university. It's like it's the number one ranked private university in India. Now you can figure what I'm talking about. But yeah, like bro, like it's a private university. The people there can afford to buy food, like buy all their meals outside of the, cafeteria and the mess. That's included. And the quality is sweet potato quality. So like why would you eat that anyway, right? But I couldn't afford this. So I was like, 70% students are eating lunch at the mess. Maybe 80% students are eating lunch at the mess. Like dinner, most students would eat outside, okay? Like the paid cafeteria, whatever. They ran out of food, bro. They fucking ran out of food. They ran out of sweet potatoes quality food. Yeah, right when I'm starving and I'm homeless, they run out of food, bro. So I was like, fuck. And bro, you at this point you probably understood the kind of person that I am. I think time is an illusion. So yeah, cafeteria timing, like mess timings, 12:30 to 3 p.m. I would go there at 2:30 p.m., 2:45 p.m., 2:55 p.m., get that last plate, you know. Sometimes 3 or 5 p.m. like, भैया एक प्लेट दे दो. Like एक प्लेट दे दो ना. Like please just give me like one plate worth. It's like a fucking buffet. Yeah, they make batched like food. Like bro, whatever is there, bro. You give me like one plate, I'll go take, bro. But no, no, there's nothing left. There's nothing left. Firstly, they make a mess building of fucking 6 floors. 6 floors. Earlier, they had 3 floors in the same building as the academic building, where the classes were and all that. And they had it on 3 floors, all on the same side. Like, okay, you went to one floor. Okay, it wasn't there. It wasn't up to your mark. Like, okay, you go to the second floor. Every floor had different quality food, like different batches, different. Yeah, 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 yeah. So all that stuff. Okay, these fuckers make a new building. There's 6 floors, four of which are operational. There's a mezzanine also, so five of which are No, the ground floor wasn't there. I don't know why the fuck. Also, for some reason they loved mezzanine floors. Like why? Like bro, mezzanine is cute, bro. It's very cute. It's very very cute. But why in such a big fucking structure? Why? Like just make it a floor, bro. Like so yeah. So 4 floors of food. The third floor and fourth floor, forget about it. The food is not reaching there, okay? The first floor or the second floor is where you would find the food. I think the first floor, like the one of those floors, either the mezzanine floor or the first floor was like the paid cafeteria, the food court or whatever. Yeah. So there's 2 floors essentially, okay, where you can get food. I go to one floor, I'm like, bhaiya, ek plate de. Ek plate, ek plate. It's like, no, bro, it's done, bro. Like I'm like, please give me one plate. Like it's like no, bro. I go to the other floor. It's like, bro, over, bro, over. Lunch is over. So I'd be like fucking starving for real. Like I mean, I was at a point where I could not afford to buy instant noodles, and I'm not kidding about this shit. Like I actually experienced this shit. Like fucked up, super fucked up. So yeah, I starved. I said that so casually, like, yeah, bitch, I stopped. Yeah, so 1 year ago, I was starving, I was homeless, and I'm gonna drink some water. Yeah, I'm done drinking water. I love making funny faces when I drink water. It's a thing I've been doing since I was a child. Can't believe I just did that all on camera. Like at this point, I don't give a fuck. Like genuinely, it's getting super hot here. Like the mic is just Let's put the mic the other direction, like this way. Yeah. It's like in the sun otherwise. Okay. Mic is here now. Excuse me. A little burp for the energy to move. But yeah, essentially 1 year ago I was homeless and I was starving. But even in those moments when I was homeless and I was starving, I was provided for. And this allowed me to tap into the true nature of abundance. No, really, like truly. I'm not just saying shit here. Yeah. Even at those times, when there was no food at the mess, when I couldn't afford instant noodles, there would be something I could do, to eat. Maybe there were times like when 1 or 2 days I wouldn't be able to eat anything, but there was always some food around, even if it wasn't what I preferred. Like my roommates would have instant noodles. My roommates would have some snacks. Maybe my roommates order some food. Sometimes they would order food for me, when they were generous enough. I mean, they're on a budget too, like it's not like they're making their own money. So yeah, whenever they could, they would buy me some food as well. Maybe there was some food, whenever we would order food in college, it would be like two portions worth that would come in one portion. Or like maybe 1.5 portions worth that would come in one portion. So oftentimes there used to be a little bit extra, a little bit, it barely anything, like half a portion. So I started eating like half a portion meals if I could eat anything. Like if nothing else was there to eat, I might be lucky to have half a portion of something. And that was the only option. If I wanted to eat, that was the only thing I could eat. So yeah, there were times when I was starving and I couldn't eat anything. But in those times, they were followed up by these little half portions, maybe. They were followed up by sweet potato quality food. I hear another aircraft. It fucking sucked, bro. Like, I'll be real. Right? Yeah. It was fucking horrible. Like, yeah, that period of my life last year, this time, it was both the most dramatic pause, not for effects, just trying to look for the words. But it was both the most liberating, exhilarating part of my life and the most sucky, fucked up part of my life. In this lifetime, in this body, in this journey, in this form, as in honey, in the 3D. But exhilarating and exciting because I had nothing to lose, bro. I had absolutely nothing to lose. Like, do you understand what that feeling is? I have nothing, bro. So what can I lose when I have nothing? You get me. You get me there. The only way up was up. Like, truly, the only way was up. Like, I had hit the rock bottom of rock bottoms. Truly, truly. $10 was like, fuck, $10. Like, $100, like, bro, fuck, $100? It made me realize how much I took shit for granted, bro. Like, bro, you're eating a meal? Like, bro, what? You're eating a meal of your choice? Like, fuck, that's lovely. And slowly but surely, I was making money. For the first time in my life, I was completely financially independent. And, I was posting tarot readings. I just started off like with posting my readings, and I just started off with the business. And I didn't even look at it as a business. I just looked at it as like, bro, someone pays me for a reading, I'll buy some food. No cap, no cap. That's what it was. So anything I received, I was able to truly be grateful for it. Because, bro, I had fucking nothing, bro. If I received something, I would be like, fuck, yes, thank you. And maybe that's why I went through that period in my life. Like, as I was going through it, I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, why the fuck? Like. But that changed everything for me. It changed the relationship I had with food. It changed the relationship I had with money. It changed the relationship I had with people. Because I would look at that half portion of food as a fucking blessing. I would look at my roommates as embodiments of the divine. Truly. If they weren't there, I wouldn't have survived. I really wouldn't have survived. I'm not even fucking kidding when I say it. Thank you, genuinely, if you're watching me right now. Life happened. We're not really in connection anymore. They're in college, I guess. I'm not. Yeah, a timeline shift, really. Yeah. But if that didn't happen, like, if I didn't experience what I experienced, I couldn't be sitting here talking about this shit. Truly. So I'm fucking grateful for it. I am from the fucking heart. Like, truly. My biggest fear was being homeless, being kicked out of my house, being, starving. Otherwise, I would have like run away from home a long time ago, right? That was my biggest fear, and it had become true. Yeah, I'm a girl, I'm a woman. Like, yeah, society taught me that it's wrong to be independent or that I can't be independent. Financially, emotionally, both. And my worst fear of being independent, being alone emotionally, financially, had come true. Following this is when my partner passed, when my boyfriend passed. He just passed from the fucking physical plane of existence as I was going through this shit. He and my roommates were the only support system I had emotionally. So I came back to my hometown to his funeral. I went back to college. I got back in touch with my toxic birth parents, and they pulled me out. Because India apparently does not recognize that you're an adult and your legal guardians can do whatever the fuck they want to do if you're in college. I mean, my college was just trying to avoid liability with everything that had happened. Like, let's be real. And so I found myself back at my toxic birth parents' house after all of this whole charade. And that was more hell. I was there for the like next 2 months, and now I'm living with my grandparents. How I came here is also fucked up. Obviously, obviously. So one fine day, my birth parents were like, "We're leaving this house. We're in a financial crisis. You have the option to go stay with your grandparents." So I was like, "Okay, fuck yes, let's do that." That's how I came here. There was no financial crisis. They're still in that house. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, obviously, obviously. If any of you are watching this, by the way, I'm not afraid to speak my truth. This is how I experienced it. This is what was told to me. If you have a differing story or an opinion, go ahead and share it. I'm not here to reestablish contact with you because I don't need to. The universe has shown me that I don't need to. That's what that period of my life was. And it's like this when you're at your lowest, and there are some people around you that don't support you, they don't deserve to be around you when you won. And here's the thing, I won. If you weren't there to support me when I was down, you don't deserve to celebrate with me. So I'm speaking directly to you. To all the fuckers that bet that I would stay down. Fuck you all. You do not have access to me. I am my own sovereign individual. And that feels truly fucking liberating to say. There was a bird that just, not chirped, but like caught. But it's not a crow, you know. Oh, love you. Yeah, this episode has been fucking intense, to say the least. Oh, we have some cloud cover finally. It's not that hot anymore. An eagle just whooshed past. But yeah, this is my story, man. This is why I say I wish. I wish. I wish this show weren't real, bro. I wouldn't have had to go through all of that, right? But I'm fucking grateful I went through all of it. Truly. I can truly see and appreciate that all of these experiences made me who I am today. And that's why I'm grateful for it. I'm not grateful for it because it felt like shit. I'm grateful for it because of what it made me today, leading me to what I am today, despite how shitty it felt. That's the other thing about gratitude. Expressing gratitude for what you're truly not grateful about is just like ridiculous. It's just like saying sorry. And I don't say sorry anymore because it's a people pleasing tendency for me. Like, I remember I had this conversation with a girl in college, and she was also like a people pleaser who always said sorry, okay? And I was in my people pleasing like era then. So after a point, it was like we were just saying sorry to each other for saying sorry. Like something happened. I don't remember what the exchange was. And this girl was like, or I was like, sorry. And then she was like, what are you sorry for? Like, don't be sorry. I am sorry. And then I was like, no, you don't be sorry. Oh my God. Like, I'm sorry. You're sorry. And then it just went on and on. It went back and forth. And then after a point, we were like, bro, it went on so long. It was like a couple of minutes long. And then like my roommates were around, like some other friends were around. They're like, guys, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you guys saying sorry? And we were like, bro, we don't know why we're saying sorry. And then we went on another, oh, I'm sorry you said sorry about being sorry. And I was like, bro, some wild shit, bro. Some wild fucking shit. College was some wild fucking shit for me. Like, suffice to say. Grateful for it. Thank you. Next. Thank you. Next, next. Thank you. Next, next. Thank you. Next. I'm so fucking grateful for my ex. Thank you. Next, next. Here's the thing about that. I'm gonna get comfy again. Here's the thing about that song. Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. That song came out like months after Mac had passed. I did some research on this. And then I was like, oh fuck. And then like, moving through grief and like healing about like my boyfriend is when I like rediscovered Thank You Next, and I was like, thank you, next, next, thank you, next. Thank Yeah, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So now Alchemy with Sinhani has become laughing about trauma. But I'm glad, like, I'm glad I talked about all this shit. Like, I've been I've been keeping this bottled up for so long. For a year, right? Yeah. Like I'm glad I'm grateful to myself, glad for myself, and to you. That I can just come on here and talk about this shit. Like shit happened, dude, and like everyone around me pretended like shit hadn't happened, you know? Yeah, fucked up shit. So yeah, I think this episode has been about, talking about the shit. Like, yeah, yeah. And I'm just grateful I could come on here and talk about it. For real. For real. I think I'm gonna leave this one here and probably have like more episodes to come. Yeah, but this is a little like deep dive into my journey. And, I've been super fucking vulnerable here. Like, absolutely. And I've been fucking afraid of that, but it's fucking exhilarating to speak my truth. So thank you. Sending you lots of love and see you next time.